Every entrepreneur wants to be more productive and make more money, but most fail to do so because they all lack one thing. And that thing is not a morning routine, it's not biohacking, and it's not a new productivity app. It's something deeper. Hi, my name is Hamzah and I'm a peak performance coach to entrepreneurs. In my previous sales career, I only technically worked 4 hours a day and was able to generate millions selling marketing services. In this video, I'm going to share a new way to think about productivity, which is very different from what is advertised to us from the hustle culture. And in the second part of the video, I'm going to give you a tactical process you can use right now to generate results in your business and life without having necessary to work more. The modern world got productivity wrong. Anyone can work longer, anyone can hustle all day. This outdated mindset stems from the industrial world. In the 18th century, we went from handmade production to machine-assisted work. The focus on that age was to leverage the new invented machines, like the steam engine, to maximize output. The term productivity had a new name. Never before in history could humans produce so many goods. The scale of the production was unimaginable, and the machines transformed the whole economy and human labor. You could say the human slowly became the cog in the machine instead of the other way around, which is quite similar to what we see today. Productivity at all costs was the motto of the factories. Output over well-being, quantity over quality, speed over sustainability. Now in the digital age that we live in right now, not much has changed. Today the industrial factory has evolved to computers and meetings from your home or artificial offices. Thanks to your phone and laptop, you're technically available 24/7. One call from your boss or a call of your coaching client outside of your office times and you are stressed. And for a few others, this globally connected economy means work from wherever you want, when you want, with who you want. But for most entrepreneurs, the line between work and personal life is blurry. And sure, we have things like work-life balance, and even the latest science confirms that longer work hours actually don't translate well to productivity and fulfillment. We know this intuitively. Despite of that, most entrepreneurs, the reality is different. And the constant pressure to perform, which comes from comparing yourself to other people, leads to this feeling of not being productive enough, not progressing fast enough, not making the money that you want. Now, with that said, on the other side of the spectrum, there are entrepreneurs who are productive, who are having fun, who don't hustle all day, and who are actually enjoying their life and business. Productivity is not hard. There are only a few things you need to focus on. And if you have consumed enough productivity literature, videos, and books, you know what they are. We intuitively know because of common sense. Well, you might think, if it is so simple, why is there so much productivity content on social media? If all you need to do is to set goals, create a simple to-do list, focus a few hours a day, and do it consistently, what are people looking for? We live in an age of abundant information. There's so much good advice on the internet, and most of it is free. Most entrepreneurs work hard. They know the productivity tactics, they have read the books, but still they don't achieve their goals. Or in some cases, they achieve their big goals, and then they start questioning what's next. Was this it? They thought achieving the goal will make them happy, but they find themselves in this weird place where they are not sure of what they're doing is the right thing. But something is missing, something deeper, something more profound. Depending on where they are in their conscious development, they might arrive at the deeper questions. Like, where is the fulfillment? What is it about? What is productivity? One thing I observed in great thinkers and doers is they often define what a term means to them. Now, this doesn't mean we try to distort the meaning of a word in order to fit to our goals. Rather, we frame it to a more accurate definition. So with that, to me, productivity means making progress on the right things in a reasonable time frame and feeling good about it. Efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things. Now, as we go beyond the conventional definition of productivity, which traps people, the real question becomes, how do we achieve real productivity? Since 2016, I've been a student of personal development. Productivity was always a priority for me. Throughout my career, I always looked for ways to be more effective and more efficient. Some people even called me that I'm wired for efficiency. I obsessed over morning routines, productivity apps, and various protocols for performance. This constant quest to maximize my productivity led me to a few meaningful results throughout my career working in sales on many different levels. My income multiplied, I gained more respect and recognition, and my lifestyle increased, but my productivity was not sustainable. I never burned out in my life, but I was close many times. I was definitely a productive high achiever by modern standards, but around 2020, I realized that this is not real productivity. At that point, I figured out how to do things in a way that is effective and efficient to get an outcome like more money in the bank account or more status, but I knew there was a more optimal way, a more sustainable way to think about productivity. Not this fake productivity where you are busy for the sake of being busy. Something that is truly aligned with where I want to be with my life in the long term. And as I observed throughout the years in my high achieving coworkers and my entrepreneurial peers, most high achievers do a lot, move a lot, work a lot, but they tend to burn out periodically. It seems like they can't align their ambitions with fulfillment. It's either success, whatever that term means, or to recover and rest until that cycle starts again. I've seen enough of that to arrive at that point that the Western model of productivity is deeply flawed. I say the Western model of productivity because there are other traditions who have a more nuanced model of productivity. But a shift is happening. More people are seeing the flaws in traditional productivity, but most are still trapped and are not aware of it. Anyway, as I was searching for that missing thing that would link my innate desire to produce and create and be productive with something deeper, I finally found that thing. I remember many years ago signing up for the virtual personal development event where many experts will speak. A speaker named Dr. DeMartini was speaking about axiology. I was like, what is axiology? I looked it up in Google during his presentation. Axiology, the philosophical study of values. And as he was speaking about human values and how they relate to almost every aspect of our lives, it started to click in my mind. Now, at this point, you might think, what does an abstract concept like human values have to do with making more money in my business and being more productive? I've been part of many high-level masterminds in the online space where six-figure entrepreneurs and even multiple seven-figure entrepreneurs had the same problems over and over again. First, I could not believe how many 6 and 7-figure entrepreneurs were not asking about business tactics. They were primarily struggling with the intangible things like a company vision, long-term goals, how to lead a team, how to create a culture, and things like that. Not funnels, marketing hacks, or appointment setters. And note, these were business masterminds, not personal development events like Tony Robbins and Brandon Burchard and all those guys do. Anyway, back to human values and Dr. DeMartini, my mentor. He teaches that every human lives by a set of values which are unique to them. By the way, if you want to scale your business beyond 10K a month, you can apply for a free consultation with me. In this consultation, we go over your business and life goals, and we will map out a specific game plan that you can use right now. If you're interested, you can apply in the link description box below. Think of your values as a compass that guides your decisions, actions, and worldview. Now, this set of values and principles are in a hierarchy. Whatever is highest on your values, naturally, you are inclined to do those things without much effort. When you align your actions with your highest values, work doesn't feel like work and productivity becomes more effortless. Now, if that sounds too idealistic or too good to be true, I urge you to keep an open mind. Even let's say if you have a stressful business right now and you think it is not possible. Just understanding that every human being lives by a hierarchy of values is a key insight that can truly help you shift your relationship with productivity and actually gain fulfillment in your business. For me, understanding this hierarchy of values was a profound realization. And once I identified my core values in life, almost every aspect of my life lifted up. So now with the theory and the context laid out, let's move on to the practical steps of this video. So pull up a notebook and let's go through this process. How do you spend your time? Here's something you can count on. People always make time for things they truly value. Even on your most busy days, you tend to find time for things that you truly value. Think about your busiest day recently. Did you somehow found time to do the things that are important to you, Even if it's a little, it could be going to the gym or listening to your favorite podcast. If you reflect on that, you find it to be true. For me, I always find time to do my spiritual practices, without exception. And I always find time to learn in a day, be it from a book, podcast, YouTube video, or even ChatGPT. I also almost every day find time to write things I'm interested in. I also rarely miss my gym routine. On the other hand, I rarely find time to cook my own food, even I like cooking. Because cooking is not very high on my hierarchy of values, I rarely find time. This is how human values work. You can see through this lens and explain many human behaviors. Most of our value systems are unconscious and not explicit at first sight. But once you look deeper, you'll see why we do certain things. So what you want to do is to write down 3 things you spend most of your time. Next, how do you spend your money? Where you spend your money reveals what matters most to you. I easily invest my money into books, audiobooks, courses, masterminds, coaching, mentoring, because I value knowledge and wisdom. I also spend quite a lot of money on healthy food because I care about my health. Think about the people who say, I don't have enough money. We all have them in our lives. And generally speaking, if you analyze how they're spending their money, they somehow, even if they're on a low budget or have not much money left, they found ways to spend money on their hobbies. Let it be entertainment, the newest iPhone, the newest gadget, the newest clothes, whatever. These are human values at play. Your money will eventually find your highest value. So think about the 3 ways you spend most of your money, excluding of course necessities. Now at this point, let's assume you follow this process, and what you will quickly realize is that some of your answers of where you spend your time and money will overlap. If that happens, generally speaking, this means your values are already matched to your goals. Next, where are you most disciplined? You never have to be reminded to do the things you truly love. You're inspired from within to do those things. Look at the activities, relationships, and goals where you are most focused, disciplined, and reliable. Think about the things that nobody has to get you up to do. For me, it's learning, writing, researching, thinking, playing football, going to the gym, and in general learning things and my spiritual practices. I'm pretty disciplined and consistent with those things. Now write down the 3 activities where you are most disciplined, reliable, and focused. Next is inspiration. What inspires you? A huge indicator of your true values. Who are your personal heroes and why? We all have some form of role models we feel inspired by. I'm inspired by many people and things in nature. From prophets to scientists, from philosophers to entrepreneurs, I generally appreciate those people who had revolutionary ideas and really shaped thought and industries. So again here, write down 3 things or people you are most inspired by. The next one is, what do you love to learn about most? We humans are naturally curious and we like to learn things. What you love to learn indicates what you truly value, even if it's not obvious. For example, I love learning about philosophy, science, business. I could listen to podcasts and audiobooks on those topics all day long and I wouldn't get bored. So ask yourself, what do you love to read and learn about most? So again, for the sake of this video, let's assume you truly went through this process. And of course, I know that most of you guys won't do these things because it's free information. And yeah, if it's free, people don't pay attention. But anyway, some will do the work and hopefully get a huge beneficial outcome. Now, what you want to do is to look at your answers for all of those questions before. The secret to human behavior lies in patterns. If you can spot patterns, you will gain a lot of clarity and direction in your life, which translates to productivity and fulfillment. Look for the answers that repeat itself the most. There lie your highest values. You can always change your values if you are not satisfied with the current priorities that you have. That's why we have free will. Values, as powerful as they sound, are not deterministic. Sure, it will take discomfort and a lot of adaptation if you decide to completely change your value system, but it is quite possible. But generally speaking, most of you just have to do small little tweaks and clarifications on your priorities and values in order to get the beneficial outcome. If you ask me, my highest values right now are my faith, my well-being, wisdom, wealth, and freedom. I continuously refine my values. Now you might notice that my values are quite broad. and this is intentionally so. In the past, I used to have more precise values like business, content creation, exercise, and time freedom. There is no right or wrong. You have to experiment what speaks to you. I like broader values because I don't like to narrow myself too much into a specific domain. My core value, wealth, encompasses my business, content creation, my personal branding, all the stuff that I'm really interested in and like to do. Human values are one of the most powerful levers you can pull right now if you want to achieve goals in your business and your personal life. Imagine knowing what is truly important to you and living in accordance with your priorities. How will it affect your business? How many people could you positively influence? How fulfilled could you be? I think it's certainly worth asking yourself what you truly value and live by it. If you are an entrepreneur who makes at least 10K a month in your online business and you want to scale to 100K a month in the next 12 months or less, and you have all the business tactics and strategies, but you suspect that your mindset is preventing you from scaling to the next level, then you can apply for a free consultation with me. In this consultation, we will look at your business and personal life goals and map out a specific game plan